Here's an easy coin tip in Madden 24, which can only be completed one time, but is guaranteed to make you 100,000 coins or more. Now, Salsa family, and welcome back to another Madden 24 video. Hope you watching this one are having a wonderful start to your day. And without further ado, let's get it popping. Let's get it started. Now, what we're going to be focusing on in today's video is a set which, like I said, can only be completed one time. It's kind of like a limited set in Madden 24, which you're going to find in the Super Bowl present section of the sets. Now, you might be thinking, why are we going back to the archives? Why are we rewinding back to Todd Gurley and Le'Veon Bell's glory days? Well, the reason why is because we're going to be doing the 99 overall Super Bowl MVP set. Now, boys, there are some caveats and there are some numbers you need to know, as well as tips you got to follow to actually make coins while doing this. So let's talk about it. Now, first things first, let's just take a look at the requirements to complete this. You got to get 4 95 overall Super Bowl cards, as well as 3 other random 95s. And in terms of how much Mahomes is going to be selling for, it's important we know that number before we get too far along with this video. As you guys can see, he is selling at like 770 to 800k, kind of depends on the time. So we know how much we're selling the card for. Now let's go through and actually get the players that are required to go into this set. As you guys can see, I've done a little bit of cheating. I've already bought some players, but let's talk about what you want to do, as well as buy some more live in the video. Okay, so first things first, let's get it started with the Super Bowl 95s that are required to go into this set. We're going to take a look at some 95 overall present, as well as pass cards in the Super Bowl filter. And really the number I'm going to get you guys to look for is 90,000 coins. 90k is the maximum you want to spend on these players. As you guys can see on the first refresh, we see 90k. You can flip between the present and the past filters, but in terms of numbers, as you guys are going to see, we need 4 of these cards. We're spending 90k per player. I'm pulling up my calculator right here. 90 times 4 is 360k. So that's how much you're going to be spending on the Super Bowl players. Now, I'm not going to lie, this section of the set is probably the more difficult section to buy players on. There's more competition. We see an MVS right here on refresh number 1, so that's not a difficult buy, but I will say this section is a little more hard to find your snipes. So if you're going through and you're having some difficulty, here's a quick tip I want you guys to follow. When you go on over to the Super Bowl present sets, if you're having difficulty finding these players, boys, you can go through and actually build 95 overall Super Bowl cards at a solid price. As you guys can see, we've made some nice progress on this set right here. To build one, you got to get 592 overall cards. You can get any 92 though, which is nice. And in terms of prices, if you buy at 18,000 coins, we do 18 times 5, that's 90k. So your max you want to spend on these 92s if you're planning on building 95s, and you're only building these 95s if you can't really snipe them easily. But if you can't snipe them easily, 18k is how much you want to buy 92s for. You can find a lot less, I'm not gonna lie, and you can build these cards for a good deal, but 18k is like kind of your max. That's the top amount of coins I want you guys to spend. As you guys can see on the Redux filter, we see 19. We're gonna flip between these. We're gonna go to real deals. We're gonna go down by position. You can take a look at a lot of different filters, and you can find 15 rather easily. As you guys can see, 15k for Roman Reigns. If we were to go through and buy at 15k, well, 15 times 5 is only 75k in spend. That is a lot cheaper. So again, fully up to how you want to go through and get the Super Bowl cards. You can buy them on the auction block, or you can go through and build them. Again, your maximum, the most you want to spend on these cards is 90k. You can get them for a lot less though, but again, we already did the math on that. 90 times 4 gives us an answer of 360. So 360k on the first part of the set. Let's redeem the 95 overall pack right here and get some more progress for this one. Then we'll talk about buying the other 95 overall players, because the other 95s, you can get them for even cheaper. You're not limited to just getting Super Bowl players. You can go through and you can pick up any card. That's going to make it a lot easier to find snipes on the auction block. We'll pick MVS. It doesn't matter who we go with though. Okay, so there we go. We've gotten the progress on the hardest part of this set, and we spent 360k on it. Now what we got to do is pick up 3 random 95 overall players. Now in a perfect world, I'm going to say 85k is kind of the number you're going to want to buy these cards at. 85 times 3 is 255. When we take a look at those numbers, it's 255k plus the 360, and that's going to give us an answer of 615. That means your total spend should be about 615k. Now remember, you get a card that's selling for about 800,000 coins. Now after tax, again, it's not exactly 800k, but it's still going to be a nice number and will make you about 100k in profit. Now, how do we find said 95 overall players at that price point? How do we find these 95s at 85k? Well, you can take a look at a bunch of different filters. I would say Ultimate Legends is one of my favorites. I think Redux is nice, and I also like Real Deals. But again, fully up to you as to how you want to find these snipes. Take whatever path you want. Before we go through and land this final snipe on the screen right here, actually, we got 70k. We got 70k. We got to buy. Okay, it's all good. We see a bunch of other ones up for 85k. Like I said, it's so easy to find these deals. But before we go through and bang out this set, before we finalize this, on the screen right here are my picks today over on Underdog Fantasy. Underdog, if you didn't know, is a place where you can make higher or lower player picks, and this is the first pick I'm rocking. Now, we got CJ McCollum's higher. I like that pick. I'm a Pels fan. I've watched a lot of Pels games, and I know when CJ plays against the Portland Trailblazers or goes to Portland in specific, he balls out. He's done it the past 2 years. Then we got a Giannis higher right here. That 27.5 line feels pretty low. I know he's a little bit banged up, but I trust that one. And we got Jalen Brunson, who's been on an absolute tear. He's taking like 25 shots a game. If he takes 25 shots, he's gonna get that higher, I hope. So those are my picks. If you want to check out Underdog and you want to make some picks for yourself, I'm gonna leave it linked down below in the description. Use the promo code SWIFT when you're signing up. That gets you access to a special. It matches your first deposit up to $100, and it supports the channel a ton. All right, now enough messing about. Let's go through and bang out this set. We probably spent about 615k. It could be lower. It could be closer to 600 because realistically, I was getting my 95 overall Super Bowl cards at a little bit less than 90k. 90 is your maximum. 85 is also your maximum for the other 95s, but again, you can find them for less, boys. 615 or 630 should really be your maximum, and we can go through here and easily sell this card off, easily sell this man at 770 after tax. That's going to be making us a nice bit of coins. As you guys can see, it looks like we can even go through and sell this card off for closer to 800k. That's awesome. So absolutely would recommend you do this method. Now, like I said in the title to this video, and like I said in the intro to this video, it can only be done one time. If I want to go through here and I want to do this set again, unfortunately I cannot. And I'm also going to say this, that boys, the method is not cheap. It's going to require some coins. It's going to require, well, a lot of coins to be able to go through and run the method. But if you're in a situation where you got the coins, this is something you absolutely want to do. It's the easiest like 100k you'll make. It's going to take you no more than probably 25 minutes to go through and get your snipes. So making 100k in 25 minutes, I mean, that's as good as it gets. Now, also just want to say, if you're looking for other ways to make coins in this game, maybe you're a little bit lower on the coin stack, I'm pretty confident that going through and building 95 overall Super Bowl cards is going to be profitable after this video. They might go up in price after this one. They probably will, because a lot of people are going to be trying to go through and get the 95 overall Super Bowl cards. So if you want to go through and build those cards for profit, I'm suspecting you can. If you buy 92s at like 15k, like we saw before, that's not difficult to do. You're going to be spending 75k to build a 90. And if those prices go up to like 95k or even stay at 90k, you're still making like 10k after tax, which isn't bad. And again, pretty easy to find those snipes. So if you want to do that method, that's also going to work for you. But yeah, boys, that is going to do it for me. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to scroll down and drop a like. That is the #1 way to support the videos. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel and you want to stay up to date with more Madden 24 Ultimate Team tips and tricks, just like this one right here, hit that red sub button down below. It's basically just going to show you more of my videos. So if you enjoy this, you want to make more coins, I post videos like this every single day. So don't miss out on more by hitting that red subscribe button. And until next time, have a wonderful day. Love y'all. I'm out. See ya. Peace.